Hi friends, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and you're here for another episode of Witchcraft in the Kitchen, which is completely inspired by this book, Wicca in the Kitchen. I don't call my episode Wicca in the Kitchen because I'm not a Wiccan. I do witchcraft as an eclectic witch. So if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. If you enjoy my content, subscribe. We have a lovely family here, don't we, everyone? And every Wednesday, I'm doing an episode of Witchcraft in the Kitchen. So, now that I've introduced that and talked about it a little bit, I have to tell you that I don't have a good way to get a good camera angle of my face and this table. I've tried everything. So, I'm going to be tilting you down, and first, I want to tell you what today's recipe is inspired by. Well, number one, we're doing a recipe on... I had the cucumbers, and that was the biggie. That was the biggie that I had. So then, I went to the section of the book where cucumbers had two properties, peace and... the second one was something else like health. Well, I'm making one for peace because I had more of the ingredients in the book that fell under peace that sounded good with my German cucumber salad that I make. My husband is 75% German because his dad is full German and then his mom is half German. And then I am a little over 50% German because both of my parents have it. My dad's half German and my mom's quarter. So that leaves me somewhere at like 60%, I don't know. So he and I both always make a different summer cucumber salad. And we both, our families have had traditions of this, and I like his and he likes mine, and it's really cool to share that. So if you have a German cucumber salad recipe, please let me know. The only ingredient in here that didn't fall under the book that we're adding in is dill, and that's really good for money, okay? It has other things too, but it's good for money. And then we're adding in vinegar. And normally I'd add in salt and pepper, but it said try and stay away from salt and pepper and spicy things. And so I didn't add those, I substituted something else. But the things that were in here under the herbs and spices were marigold and oregano. Now marigold is an edible flower. And as I was getting ready for this video, I was tasting the petals, and these big ones don't taste good. They're very, very bitter, so make sure that you save those for your offerings. So I'll be doing that, and then use instead these little ones. These little ones that are less mature, but definitely a mature flower. I'm not picking them prematurely. And you just ask the plant before you cut, and then you leave an offering in one way or another to each plant that you have, okay? Okay, so after I tilt you down, and so all the ones that I did pick, I'm going to be saving those. Look how beautiful they are. And you can dry these and then use them in your spells. You can put them around your altar, you can decorate, but they are just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, so that's that. And taste them and see how you feel about them, because, you know, you'll find out a little bit goes a long way. So the other things that are in here, yeah, cucumber was under the vegetable, and then honey and milk were under the other peace and happiness foods, and we're using sour cream and raw sugar, but you could use sour cream and honey. My husband in his recipe uses milk. He uses like a heavy cream or something. So, do whatever version of you like, but it has a couple of dairy foods in here, so I'm thinking that dairy in general is good. But here are the foods you don't want to add into this salad if you do any revisions. Alcohol, coffee, heavy foods, meat, root foods, like a root food would be carrot, turnip, beet, anything that grows under the ground. Salt, spicy foods, tea. So that's why I omitted my pepper and my salt, okay? Because it would probably reverse some of those qualities. And then I thought about adding an apple because apple was under the fruits. But it really wouldn't be a German salad at that point. So, alright, let's get into cooking. And yeah, let me tilt you guys down. Ah. Okay, so we have got one thing to say. Let's talk about our ingredients. The smaller cucumbers, the better, and these are garden cucumbers from my garden. I'm going to be saving the peels for later magics because I always try and save things. I've saved the onion peels, and watch my onion video on onion and magic and witchcraft, but I will say that there was one thing I remembered, and it's this. From our magical encyclopedia of herbs by Scott Cunningham, never throw onion skins and peelings onto the ground. If you do, you throw away your prosperity. Instead, burn them in the fireplace or cook stove to attract riches. Okay, you guys? So yay, we're foraging this from our magical ingredients. We've got our extra marigold stems, or petals, and then we'll be having the skins of these and drying these. I've never done that before. I've never used cucumber skins in magic, but they definitely have magical properties, so yay. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay, let me grab a big bowl. Where's my magical green bowl? Oh, okay, so got a big bowl. And, you know, you could use a mandolin, which is a really easy way to cut up these cucumbers, but I don't do it because I like to use, you know, love. I like to cut with love. So we'll start by getting into these cucumbers. This part that Hi Otis, this part that is next to the vine, this is a really good magical ingredient, so I'm saving that. And then you just kind of cut these cucumbers maybe in a 1/4 to an 1/8 of an inch. Now if the skin is really how should I say, if the skin is really thick, then just peel all of the skin off, okay? Now, you could core this out, and I'm going to taste the seeds and see if it needs to be cored out, I'm not sure. Yeah, they taste a little woody, and that will happen with a homegrown cucumber, okay? Sometimes that just happens. So core the seeds out just with the spoon, just run it down like that. And I've got a candle going because we're doing a magical working. And likewise, I'm going to taste these skins. These smaller ones are going to be okay. But I'm definitely going to want to peel these bigger ones, okay? So I've done up a video on cucumbers, and I actually was asking everybody if they knew the magical properties, because it was before I had a book called by Scott Cunningham called Herbal, no, oh, I can't think of it. Magical Herbalism. There we go. And it has a bunch about cucumbers in there. And there is also a little snippet in Witchcraft in the kitchen. So I'll have to redo a cucumber video. But they've got magical properties. There was just none in this book that I could find. Heavens to Betsy. That would have been a bad one. Okay, so each cucumber will be different too, so taste the seeds in each one, and from one to the next it might not be too bad. These are still a little woody, so I'll scrape them out. And now's a good time to put in some of these other ingredients, like at least a little bit of the sugar, because salt is something that we're omitting from this recipe, but it starts to get the ingredients marinating. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this raw sugar, maybe half on top, because we want to do it to taste, okay? And again, taste the skin here. That one is pretty rough. So I've got a handy dandy peeler. You can use any peeler, or you can use a knife, but you want to get as much of this white off as possible. So a peeler is best. Peeling this away. You can leave a little bit for color and for vitamins, but getting a bulk of it is going to be good. And then you can just go through and see, we can save these because there's like no white on there. So I'll go through all those later and see which ones are good to save. And then I'll show you after they're dried, of course. Right now I've got some artichoke stems, not stems, artichoke petals in my dehydrator, as well as the purple thistle and the heart on the inside. And I'm really excited to do a working with those. If you guys don't have a food dehydrator and you do any kind of witchcraft or Wicca in the kitchen, get one. Get one today that has not been used for any kind of jerky, because once it's been used for that, it will just smell like liquid smoke. I don't know if it's a problem across the pond where I have a lot of viewers, but here in the United States, there's a lot of hunters doing up jerkies, and so yeah, it just tastes like meat after that. And especially if you're a vegetarian, it matters, you know. Okay, so getting these in there. And you can chop these a little thicker since there's no skin on them and no core on the inside. They'll need a little bit more bulk to them. Because once this salad marinades, and it's great tomorrow, you guys, once it marinades, it needs, once it marinates, it gets a little bit less, structurally erect. It, like, becomes softer. So, having a thick piece of cucumber is important, I think. Cucumbers remind me of being a kid. Totally. We used to just pick them, and my mom would say, wait. Peggy would say, wait. Don't eat them yet. I need those for my pickles or something, but she couldn't keep us kids out of the garden, or at least me, you know. My brothers, yes, but not as much as me. And she'd never have a carrot that was anywhere near this big. Because I would just always pick them and eat them when they were just babies. Such a good snack. Okay. And, you guys, if you don't compost, you should compost. That's one way to give back to nature. All those seeds will go back into the ground where they belong. Naked cucumber, naked cucumber. Oh no. Ah. If you didn't know already, I'm hilarious. So, sometimes when you grow food at home, or when you buy it organic, it doesn't look exactly like it would. Oh, and it's a conventionally grown whatever, which is so sad to say that the conventional way is now this frickin' GMO baloney. If you don't know about GMOs, please message me. If you don't understand what organic is, or what GMOs are, or what the whole big deal means, or why it's important, message me right now. I have a load of things I can personally email you. Please let me know, because this is important to me that you guys know. It'll prevent disease. Long-term disease like cancer, diabetes. Changing your diet, you change your life. It's 100% true, that statement. Changing your water, change your life. 100% true, that statement. If you don't know what alkalizing your body is, or what that means, ask me. High alkaline water, we should all be doing it. Now I'm going to cut up this onion. I've already peeled it so that we could talk about the peels like we did at the beginning of the video, okay? Never let them touch the floor or you lose your prosperity. Burn for riches. Amazing! So like if you're doing some candle magic for money, burn those in your cauldron right beside it to heighten your spell, you guys. I'm going to dry these too. I'm not kidding. We're drying it all for magics. We waste not, just like the rules say, right? Just like the law we want to follow says. To me, this is a peel, so I'm going to dry that. You know, the part on the outside that's not exactly, it's somewhere in between, I'll be drying those. It's not onion, it's not peel, what is it? Okay, and then you cut them like this, you take the ends off, cut it in half, and then we're going to be slicing it, not in half moons, but down the side so they're julienne. Like this. Get into it in the side, and you'll come out with these. Okay? They're more like matchsticks that way. Pretty thin, I mean, as thick as you like. As thick or thin as you like. Just remember, a crunch is really good in the salad, and only make enough for 2 to 3 days. You don't want to have it more than 3 days, or it will get too soft. The integrity, the structural integrity won't be there. So cutting in like this. Ah, that was a little too far. By the way, don't learn knife skills from me. When I watch cooking shows, it always says I'm doing it the wrong way. Oh well. Do it all with love. And when you cut, use your intention. I have to rinse this off because the onion is going to make me cry. Also, just to know, just for you to know, when you're cutting onion, if you have a candle lit, haha, it will help make you not cry. Having that flame there does something scientific. If you know what that something is, let me know in the comments. Yay, I'm using the last of my red wine vinegar, and that means I'm going to have this awesome bottle for potion Look at how cool this bottle is for some kind of potion. This vinegar was like $1.50. The bottle I would pay more than $1.50 for. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. So vinegar, as you're pouring it, pour your intention on there. This is going in the sink to be washed. Okay, and it is not super traditional in German to have the tomatoes, but I like to add a summer tomato. And I'm going to do all of these at the very end because we're mashing this all up with sour cream. So, oh no, we're running low on time. These are heirloom tomatoes that we grow right by the front of our house. Having tomatoes by the front of your house wards off evil for a couple reasons, but one of the reasons that I can remember directly offhand in a perfect way is because the blossoms of the cherry, the flower blossoms, are red and yellow are a couple colors that together ward off evil. Interesting. But look at these gorgeous heirlooms we're growing. They're like black and so amazing. And these ones, when you cut into them on the inside, they're like green and purple and so look at this tiger stripe. So pretty. Tell your food you love it. Kiss your food. It's a million kisses to you guys. When you pick it, thank the plant. Ask the plant where you can have from. All of these things are important magically, and being respectful of that plant. And it being respectful of you in return. That juice of the tomato is going to flavor that really nice and tart. The seeds are really amazing magically. Watch my tomato video. I did a whole video on tomatoes and their magical qualities, properties, even lore on the tomato. You guys know I love lore. Saturday Night Lore with the Taxidermy Witch. Okay, I feel like that's going really well. I love touching it with your hands. Now, so dill is the main herb that I usually add to this. I've never used, here's my sour cream. I've never used oregano in this, but I don't see why it would make it taste bad in any way. My other spice choices were cumin, and I figured that would take me way on the other side of the globe in taste, so I chose oregano. Both over there in Europe, right? Do your intentions before you add each one. I'm going to do this to taste because I don't want to take this too far away from where I'm meaning to go. So I'll save some oregano. Do a good hefty amount of dill from my garden. We might be doing more sugar to taste. Yeah, so let's stir this up and see where we're at. It smells amazing so far. And so the sour cream, you really just want it to cover everything. You don't want it to be a thick coating. That would be too naughty calorically. And I think we've got a good amount here. You could use a little more if you wanted, but I like to try and stay trim. Don't we all? Let's give it a taste. It's on point, and the oregano is really bringing something good to it because we're missing the salt. The oregano is taking care of that. I feel it could have it a little more. And now we're gonna add in those as garnish on top, these magical marigolds. the petals are edible. And in the middle is like the stamen. You don't want to go there as far as I know. Look how beautiful these are though, you guys. They are gorgeous. Yes, lovely. Okay, you guys, thank you for joining me back with here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and we did our second episode of Witchcraft in the Kitchen. I love you all so much. Please leave comments if you delve into this recipe, and if you change it up, let me know, because, or if you want to know the different list on here. Like, Jen, what other things could I put in this salad? Let me know. Because if you want to do up a peace and happiness salad, it's not hard at all. Come back here and join me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch. Have a beautiful day, you guys. All my love.